Hello children. So, in this video we are going to do quadratics type 2 questions, and here we are given for a quadratic will be given in its standard form or it can be given in its vertex form. You have to find the y-intercept, x-intercept, axis of symmetry, vertex. Now you must be thinking, what is this? What is y-intercept, x-intercept? These are in graphs, right? So that means when we draw a quadratic or plot a quadratic on a graph, it has to have x-intercept, y-intercept. It will definitely intersect x-axis, y-axis, and what's the vertex? So first you should know what is the shape of a quadratic function. Okay, quadratic functions are something like this. They are always a parabola. Okay. Now parabola can be of many types. This parabola can be upward opening or parabola can be downward opening. The shape, which is something like U, is called a parabola. It can be upward opening or downward opening. How do you identify between upward and downward opening? Here the quadratic will be, because it's a graph, so it is a function y equals to ax square plus bx plus c. So upward opening parabola, a will be positive. You have to see that this is positive. For a downward opening parabola, the function will be y equals to negative ax square plus bx plus c. So here look, this is negative. So like this you can identify if the parabola will open upward or if the parabola will open downward. Okay. So all quadratics will have this shape, parabola. Now in this you can have subshapes. Let's see what kind of subshapes you can have. So let me show you what are the possible types of shapes in this subclassification. See, you can have a quadratic upward opening which is intersecting x at 2 points, right? You can have another quadratic which intersects, which touches the x-axis at only 1 point, okay? And the third one you can have which doesn't even touch the x-axis. So these three. So from this you can have 3 upward opening parabolas which touches the x-axis at 2 points, 1 point, and it doesn't even touch. How do you identify? So there is something called discriminant, right? What is discriminant? D equals to b square minus 4ac. What is b square? This b. A and c are these terms, coefficient of x square and the constant term. Okay. You find the value of d. If in this case d will be positive number, so it will definitely touch at 2 points. Here d will be equal to 0. If d is 0, then it will definitely touch only at 1 point. So here we call that it has 2 roots or 2 zeros. In this case we say that it has 2 equal roots because it is touching at only 1 point. In this case the d will be negative number. So we call them, it has imaginary roots, okay, and it doesn't have any real x intercepts, okay. So in our syllabus we will be focusing on these two rather than imaginary numbers. These kind of quadratics you will be doing in your DP portion, okay. So as of now we don't have to worry about d is negative. Now same thing can happen when the parabola is opening downwards, same rules, okay. Let me show you those rules. You can pause, take notes if you want. Now let's see for this one. The other type of parabola here. Now see, it is touching x-axis at 2 points, correct? So definitely d should be positive number, or d should be positive number, or d should be more than 0. I would write it like this. And second type, it will touch only at 1 point. See, it is 1 point. Here there are 2 x-intercepts and this d will be equal to 0. And third type, here d is less than 0, that means d is negative. So now calculation of d, I will write it once again for you, write it. D equals to b square minus 4ac. This is a magic thing, it will help you in many ways. When we are solving quadratics using quadratic equation, d will help you. and also D will help you in finding whether something can be factorized or not. If D is a full square root number, you can factorize that. Otherwise, you can't factorize, you will have to go with the quadratic equation. Okay. So you have understood this part. Now let's see, we are talking about x, y intercepts. Okay. Let's see in a better descriptive figure. See this. What I have done, I have taken a quadratic x square minus x minus 6 on Desmos. Okay. And I factorized it also. So this is the factors of this, right? See the factors. Negative 3, that means x is equal to 3. Look, it is intersecting at x is equal to 3, right? If you equate, let's equate. See, y equals to x square minus x minus 6 was our quadratic. Its factors are x minus 3 and x plus 2. Equate x minus 3 equal to 0, x will be equal to 3, and equate x plus 2 equal to 0, x will be equal to minus 2. Now look at this. These are the roots or the zeros or the x intercepts. So we can call them roots, zeros or x intercepts. Okay? Look at this. It is intersecting x-axis at 3 and x-axis at negative 2. So clear? How do you find the x-intercepts? You factorize and equate each factor to 0, you will get your x-intercepts. What about y-intercept? Y-intercept is straightly visible here. Look at this in the standard form. This particular thing is y-intercept. Look this point. Y-axis is intersecting at negative 6. Okay, the point is 0, negative 6. Easy. Now what is vertex? For finding the vertex, you see this red line? Red line is called axis of symmetry. This is called axis of symmetry. Now, axis of symmetry will be exactly in between 3 and minus 2. You know the midpoint formula, right? If you find 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So this point is 0.5, correct? So we can write axis of symmetry is x equal to 0.5, or we can write x equals to half. It's a vertical line. Whenever I write x equal to half, it's a vertical line perpendicular to x-axis, crossing x-axis at 0.5. And why it is called axis of symmetry? Because see the parabola. The left side of parabola and right side of the parabola looks exactly symmetric, isn't it? It's a mirror image of each other, right? So it is symmetric. From here, how much it is? Exactly it will be same on the right side. That's why this line is called axis of symmetry. And it passes through a very special point, this point. So x coordinate of this point will be obviously minus 0.5 because it is passing through the axis of symmetry. And how do you get this y? You input negative 0.5 into the main function. So we have x value as half. To get the y coordinate, we will input this function into the main function. Okay, let's input half square minus half minus 6. Solve this, you will get negative 25 by 4, which is nothing but negative 6.25. So this is your y-intercept. Okay, it's very easy. Now, if suppose we have to find the vertex without finding the factors. Here what we did, we found the midpoint of this as x-intercept, and that we inputted in the function to get the y coordinate of the vertex. Now without this, there is a very simple formula. Let's take this function y equals to x square minus x minus 6. So x coordinate of the vertex, first find the axis of symmetry, AOS, is x equals to minus b over 2a. Very simple one. Okay, you will remember. Now let's input x equals to minus of minus 1. See, b is negative 1 and 2 times a is 1. So it becomes half. You got the same thing, this half, and that you input, for y you input this x value half square minus half minus 6. You get minus 25 by 4. So you get your vertex vertex we write it like this, half and negative 25 by 4. Instead of decimals, you can write even fractions. Because this is a calculator thing, it has shown you decimals. We can always leave the answer in fractions. Okay. So, I have understood how to get x, y intercept, vertex and vertex without factorizing, all this stuff. So, I suggest, okay, that you should pause the video, write it step by step, understand step by step, so that you can solve your questions on your own. Okay. Let's see, we have some questions which we can solve. So, we have been given the quadratic function is given, in which form it is? Standard form. So, y-intercept I can write it directly, it is 8, or in coordinate thing if I have to write, I will write 0, 8, because the coordinate system is better, right. X-intercepts, we have to factorize this. So, we want 8 and 6, so 4 and 2. I am going to factorize it as 4x plus 2x plus 8, x into x plus 4 plus 2 times x plus 4, x plus 2 and x plus 4. Okay. I equate them to 0, x will be minus 2 and x will be negative 4. So, within few seconds we could find the x-intercepts by factorizing and using the splitting the middle term method. You can also use quadratic formula for finding this. So, x-intercepts are negative 2 comma 0 and negative 4 comma 0, both are on the negative side. Axis of symmetry, okay, AOS. AOS is x equals to minus b over 2a. I am not doing the middle point method because there is no graph here. Let us do this method. Okay. So, minus b is negative 6 by 2 into 1, which is negative 3. Input negative 3 there. So, y equals to negative 3 whole square plus 6 times negative 3 plus 8, which is 9 minus 18 minus 9 plus 8 is minus 1. So, our vertex is negative 3 comma negative 1 and axis of symmetry is x equals to negative 3. So, all things done. Okay. Easy, not very tough. It will be a 4-marker question if you get this in an exam. It is very easy, right. Y-intercept directly you can see in standard form. Okay. X-intercept you factorize it and get your factors and equate them to 0. You will get 2 x-intercepts, right. And minus b by 2a you will get axis of symmetry. It will give you x coordinate of the vertex. So, I input that x coordinate of vertex in the main function, I get the y coordinate of vertex. So, we get our vertex. Okay. Let us do one more. We have one more here. Okay. So, it is now the y-intercept as we discussed, I will use a different color. So, it is I will use maroon. So, the y-intercept is 1. So, it is 0 comma 1 because it is y-intercept. No? It can't be 1 0, it is 0 1. And what about x-intercepts? We have to factorize this. Can we factorize this? So, even before going and seeing factorization, I will find d value. D is b square minus 4ac. So, which is negative 4 whole square minus 4 times negative 1 into 1, which is 16 plus 4, 20. Okay. So, is it a full root number? It is not a full root number. So, this expression you will not be able to factorize. So, in this case you will have to use quadratic formula. What is quadratic formula? X equals to minus b plus minus root of d over 2a. In many places they write the complete form of d because d we already know that d equals to b square minus 4ac. So, some books will write like this, minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Instead of that, if I have found the d, I can use d directly because this is the value of d only, correct. So, let us find the x-intercepts. X will be equal to minus b, minus of minus 4 plus root 20 over 2 times negative 1. So, I have two x-intercepts, x1 is 4 plus root 20 by negative 2 and second intercept is 4 minus root 20 by negative 2. Okay. This we can use a calculator to solve this value. So, it is 4 plus root 20 by negative 2. So, it is negative 2 minus root 5. Okay. This is the first x-intercept and x2 will be negative 2 plus root 5. Okay. You can also calculate the decimal value if you want. So, it is 0.23, 0.23 and this one is minus 4.23. So, we have our two x-intercepts. Okay. Very easy, right? Finding x-intercepts was easy. So, we will write these values. It is two values we got. This is 0.23 positive. So, it is 0.23 comma 0 and the second intercept is minus 4.23 comma 0. So, because x-intercepts, x coordinate is first and next the y coordinate which is 0. Now, axis of symmetry. So, you are clear with this? Axis of symmetry, x equals to minus b over 2a. So, it is minus of minus 4 over 2 into minus 1, which is 4 by minus 2, which is negative 2, right. So, axis of symmetry is x equals to minus 2 and this itself is the coordinate of the vertex, x coordinate of the vertex. Input this in the main function. So, for y of vertex will be minus 1 into negative 2 whole square, I am putting in that one, minus 4 into negative 2 plus 1. So, it is minus 4 plus 8 plus 1, 7 minus 4, 3. So, vertex we get it, vertex is minus 2 and 3. I am going to write here minus 2 comma 3 and axis of symmetry was x equals to negative 2. Okay, understood. So, I will move here so that you can see the board properly. Okay. So, what I suggest, again pause the videos at different stages and do on your own. Okay. I have given one more function here, but here if you see this function is not in standard form. This form is called vertex form. I will teach you a little bit about the vertex form before we go and solve this question. See, vertex form, as the word has vertex, so it gives you directly the vertex. Okay, we can directly calculate the vertex or get the vertex instantly, but for getting the x-intercepts and the y-intercept we have to calculate. So, vertex form is something like this: y equals to a x minus h whole square plus k. See here, if you see a is 2, h, negative h is negative 3, therefore h is, I will write here y equals to a x minus h whole square plus k, right. So, what is your a? A is 2, h, look, negative 3, negative h, therefore h is equal to 3 and k is equal to 5, right. By looking at it you can get ahk. So, here the vertex is directly hk, vertex is h comma k. So, we know h value and we know k value, directly you can write 3 comma 5. Okay. Now, since we know the vertex, axis of symmetry is also very easy. It will be x equals to 3, right, because the vertex passes through the axis of symmetry passes through the vertex, or vertex is on the axis of symmetry. Now, finding x and y intercept, we have to do the factorization. and convert into standard form. So let me convert this function into standard form. Y equals to 2 x minus 3 whole square plus 5. Now how do we convert this into standard form? It's very, very simple. Expand this x minus 3 whole square. Okay, what it is? 2 x square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. It's not x square minus y square like many kids do, right? It is not x square minus 9. No, it is x square minus 2ab. 2 into x times 3 plus 3 square plus 5. A square minus 2ab plus b square. I am writing in long form because some kids need to understand that it is not this square and this square. It is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So here it is x square minus 2 into a is x, b is minus b is 3 and b square. So I can write this as 2 into x square minus 6x plus 9 plus 5. Now open the bracket, 2 will multiply with all the terms. 2x square minus 12x plus 18 plus 5. So it is 2x square minus 12x plus 23. So which form is this? This is a standard form. Okay. From vertex form we came to standard form. I'll write it for you so that you can also copy in your notes. Which form was this? Vertex form. Which form is this? Standard form. ठीक है? Standard form. Okay, right? So vertex to standard you convert. See, vertex you found, axis of symmetry also you found, but to find x-intercept we have to convert into standard form, and then what we have to do? Factorize it. And y-intercept is clearly visible here, so I am going to write it as 0, 23. Now finding the factors, we have already done a lot of factorization. You can find it like this. Okay. So you want me to help here? Let me help you. Okay. Okay. Shift this one. Before even factorization, let us see if we can factorize this or not. How do we find whether we can factorize or not? We will find the value of d. Okay. D equals to b square minus 4ac. What is b? Negative 12. Negative whole square minus 4 times 2 into 23. This is 144 minus 23 times 8, 184. So it is a negative term, right? 144 minus 23 times 8 is 184. Can we factorize this? We can't factorize this. So it doesn't have any x-intercepts, because negative, na, the graph will go like this. Somewhere it won't touch the x-axis. So it doesn't have any x-intercept. So you have to write it doesn't have x-intercepts. Many kids will try to factorize and waste their time. Don't waste your time. Whether something is factorizable or not, you can always find by finding the value of d. If d is having a full root number, then you can factorize. Other you can't. Otherwise it is not possible. And the moment you found d and it is negative, you know that it doesn't have x-intercept. Okay. So let it go. So you write here no x-intercept. No intercepts. Okay. That's it, done. So I request that you practice these questions and try to do the questions on your own, and you can always see the mark scheme and check whether your answers are right or wrong. Okay, but keep practicing. Thank you.